Hello and welcome. My name is Michael. I am the creator of the Tapping Community, an online space where we gather and we use EFT tapping to clear things like anxiety, fear, anger, stress, especially around money. In this video, however, I wanted to share some of the experiences I had doing Wim Hof breathing for 100 days. Now, before I get too far into it, I want to make clear that everybody is a little bit different. Our physiology is a little bit different, our background is a little bit different, our sensitivity is a little bit different. So, the way that I experience the breathing is probably going to be different to the way you experience it. So even though I'll share some pretty far out stuff, I don't want you to think that if you don't get that kind of experience that you're doing something wrong. Just know that, we're all having our own kind of experience with it. And also, I've got a background in yoga, practicing yoga for over 10 years, being a teacher for over 10 years. I've also studied Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and qigong, and done lots of different kinds of meditation. So, and also I've taken quite a few psychoactive substances, especially in my youth, psychedelics, things like that. So, that's the kind of background context that I was, or that I am, then I moved into something like Wim Hof, which is quite a strong and very powerful technique for stimulating physiology, but not just that, beyond physiology is very, very powerful. And so, actually, when I started doing Wim Hof, I was actually very resistant to it. My partner was into breathing and Wim Hof, and yet when I started doing it, I always felt like it was quite aggressive, quite strong, and I would find myself break out in a sweat and feel kind of very uncomfortable during the process. So that was my resistance, and I didn't really take to it too much. But something happened, I just kept going with it, a day here, a day there, and I started the sweats kind of backed off, and I noticed that I felt quite serene and calm after doing a few rounds. And so I found a video on YouTube, which is just the rounds, and it is prompted by Wim Hof. And so I started doing it every day, and actually that's when COVID came and the lockdown came, and I was actually separated from my partner, and I ended up in Bali by myself. And partly because of COVID as a respiratory disease, but also because I felt I was alone. I wanted a strong practice to kind of keep me clear, to keep me avoiding things like depression, worry, all these intense emotions. I thought I needed to up my intensity with my practice. So Wim Hof, perfect. So I started doing it quite every day, regularly, and I was probably about 10 days in, and I was lying down and doing the practice, and in one moment I did it in the morning and I passed out. About through the third round I passed out, lost consciousness. The next thing I know, my awareness leaves my body, goes up above the earth, goes up into space, and basically the only way I can describe it is that I saw God. I saw some kind of presence. And it was basically a giant Om, just a giant vibratory field permeating out through space. This was like the core of the universe or something like that, and it was immensely powerful and immensely peaceful. And I stayed there, floated around for a little bit, and then I eventually came back to my body, and I became conscious, and I was like, wow. What was that? And for the rest of the day, I was so peaceful, and because it felt like I had a much larger perspective of myself and of life. But as most things do, even those heightened states, is that it started to wear off, and I started to go back into normal consciousness. And so I kept the practice up. Things I started to notice was that my body felt more and more alive. I could feel the cells being invigorated. I could also feel the qi or the breath moving through the meridians of the body. Because I'd studied Chinese medicine, I've got a picture in my mind of the meridians, and so it helped, I think, to be able to feel the meridians. And so I could feel the energy moving through the meridians when you pump up all the oxygen. And, you know, when you when you come to the end of the practice, is that there's an intense state, heightened state of awareness that I advise is just to sit in it. And I feel so much sort of clarity, and the emotion, you can make an emotion like of joy, and you can hold an image in your mind of joy, or hold an image in your mind of anything. And what I believe is happening is that you are magnifying and magnetizing that image in such a heightened state. When you put a powerful image in your mind, a powerful feeling, is that you're manifesting it, you're creating it, you're giving it power. So I was doing that, and to be honest, some of the highs I've got of Wim Hof is far beyond any substance that I've taken in the past, beyond ecstasy, beyond LSD, beyond anything that I've had before. And it was through this experience that I realized that, yeah, like, you can get much higher than drugs. Drugs are actually very low. They're in the lower spectrum of the human experience, and there's a space that's so grand and so vast that is accessible to the human experience. And breath seems to be a direct path there. It's so powerful that it can take you there. I must admit, you know, Wim Hof's technique is quite strong. It's very stimulating. It's not for everybody, I'd say that as well, but I think it's for most people. I think it's for most people. Especially if you've got an addictive tendency to certain states, I think Wim Hof can take you above that fast. And so Wim Hof breathing is very powerful, and it's probably the fastest way that I've ever found. I've done lots of different things to get that high that quickly, is the Wim Hof breath. And it does take work, especially the first 2 rounds. There's resistance. It does take work. It does take effort in focus and discipline to get there, but it's worth it. It's so worth it to do the work and to get high and to hold a beautiful image at the top. Other things that happened to me, I started having ideas or clarity of vision, especially around making money, actually. You know, I actually had one idea that I got out of the practice. I kind of woke up one day and I was like, I went into it going, what's the best thing that how can I best serve people? I did the Wim Hof, came out with a very clear vision, and I acted on that vision, and I made $5,000 from the idea that came out through the practice. Now, I'm not saying that the practice gave me all the idea, but I did do, you know, I was already swimming in a certain field, and then the Wim Hof kind of gives you a clarity. So anything you're working on or struggling with, you could do the Wim Hof, and that I think will clear the way and help you see solutions. It happened again a few months later. I got another great idea, and I made more money just with that idea. So very powerful stuff, and I recommend it. It is one of the fastest ways to get high. You can even do it at nighttime as well. It can help you rest. If you want the full guidance, I recommend going to his website and getting the instruction from him, you know, and learning it that way. And it's better to be progressive. So start at like 3 rounds before going too far and too high. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. So Wim Hof is amazing. I recommend it. It'll change your life. It'll change your body. And that's the other thing. The final thing I want to mention is that it improves my skin. My skin started to get cleaner. You know, certain even wrinkles and stuff that I've started developing started to clean up. So, and in Chinese medicine, they actually say that your lungs are connected to your skin. So the healthier your lungs, the healthier the skin. So Wim Hof will clean out your lungs and therefore clean the skin. And interestingly, the lungs are responsible for the most detoxification in your body. It's not the bowels, it's not the other urination, all these ways that we think. It's actually through your breath that you're releasing the most toxic stuff out of your body. And so Wim Hof is a way like you just turn over so much energy and so much oxygen. You're pumping through the oxygen so much. It's like a clean. It cleans all your system out, cleans your meridians, cleans your tissue, cleans your brain. It makes you, yeah. So that's what happened to me. At the moment, I'm having a bit of a break of Wim Hof. I'm doing some other practices, but after 100 days, very powerful. And I recommend 100 days as a way to really integrate the experience. If you do it, 30 days, it's okay. 60 days, we're getting there, but 100 days traditionally means that you know it. You're integrated with the practice and you understand it at the deepest level. 30 days is not really the deepest level. 100 days is the goal. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below if that was helpful, if there's something else you want me to talk about. And I will see you again next time. Thank you.